Hello, I'm Lisa, and welcome to NOBOSS TV. In this video, we're going to talk about creating your full-time travel lifestyle. So let's get started. So you want to travel the world full-time, and you're here because you want to know how to do it, what it looks like. Well, let me tell you right off the bat, living a full-time travel lifestyle, or a digital nomad, or being an expat, whatever you want to call it, it is all about you. It is. It's all about you. It is entirely what you want it to be. There is no right way. It's only your way. So, is it really possible? Well, of course it is. Do you have to be rich? Far from it. I travel long-term, full-time. I work online 100%. I have no inheritance. I have no big bank account or savings or trust funds. And there's no check coming in the mail either. And you don't have to be. You don't have to be rich. That's why I could just kick myself for not doing this sooner. So in this video, that's what I wanted to talk to you about. I wanted steps to creating that full-time travel lifestyle based on what I've learned so far, what I thought it would be and what I've learned so far. So the first thing is travel. Do you want to travel domestically? Do you want to travel internationally? That's something you're going to have to decide, because domestic travel is definitely different from international. From the planning to transportation that you'll be using, you do realize that you're going to have to fly or take long cruises to get from United States to another country. So you don't want to find yourself saying, oh yeah, I want to see the world, and oops, I didn't know I was going to have to fly. When you're traveling domestically, you have more options. You can drive from state to state, bus, train, or fly, of course. But of course, you're just seeing the United States also. You're not really seeing other nationalities, hearing other languages, other foods and cuisines and cultures. So it's up to you what it is that you want to do. It's not anyone else's decision to make. It's your decision to make if you want to travel internationally or if you want to travel domestically right here in your own country. The next thing I want you to think about is the pace that you want to travel. Are you going to be a slow traveler? Especially when it comes to international, because if you can spend a month or 3 months or 6 months in another country, there's ways to really save money when you travel slowly and long term versus traveling like a tourist to another country. You're paying higher prices and premiums for everything from accommodations to food. So you want to think about that because it really doesn't matter what your budget is. You don't want to just make it rain everywhere you go. But decide whether or not you want to be a slow traveler. Do you want to? Or if you want to be a country hopper, a state hopper. Every week, do you want to go to another country? Do you want to go to another state in your country? How do you want to travel? I like to determine how long I'm going to stay based on how long my passport is going to let me stay. So if I go to a country and they say, oh, you have a U.S. passport, your tourist visa will allow you to stay for 3 months. If it's an affordable country, I want to stay for 3 months. Because I personally want to immerse myself in the culture as I travel. That's something that you want to think about, is the pace. Now, the next thing is I want you to think about why you're traveling, the lifestyle that you're trying to create for yourself, what it is that you're really trying to accomplish. Is it a spiritual journey, a physical journey? Is it just an educational, exploratory journey? Is it a relaxation, a drama-free experience that you want? It doesn't matter what it is. It's completely up to you. But the point is for you to understand why you're on this journey. Why are you doing that? That's really important because you want to make sure that wherever you go and everywhere you go, that you are getting that fulfilling experience that is the reason why you're traveling in the first place. You're there to immerse yourself in the culture. You're there to learn the language. You're there because you're saving money. You're there for whatever reason. It's on your bucket list. Why are you traveling anywhere And how is each location that you choose to go to fulfilling that purpose? Next, I want you to think about the lifestyle that you want. Overall, what is the lifestyle that you want? You want to hang out by the beach, you want to relax all day. What lifestyle do you see yourself having? Do you see yourself working online? If you like resorts and room service, are you a practical or cost-conscious person? Do you like roughing it and hiking in your travel? You don't want to live in a hotel room or an Airbnb. You want to pop a tent somewhere. What is it that you see yourself? What lifestyle are you trying to build? Because that's going to determine where you want to travel, what places you're going to go to. If you like roughing it, that means you're in mountainous areas and remote areas like deserts, forests, those types of things, jungles, whereas you wouldn't find yourself in major metropolitan type cities where you have so much technology and traffic and those types of things. So it's important that you are choosing locations based on the lifestyle that you're trying to create. Oftentimes, believe it or not, people get it confused and they say, well, I want to camp and rough it and do more hiking, and then they turn around and travel to the most cosmopolitan, civilized location that you could possibly imagine, and then go, where's the mountains? Well, you're not in a mountainous area, and vice versa. You want the luxury of room service and calling an Uber, and then you put yourself in a remote area somewhere, and then you don't understand why you can't order pizza. You have to understand the difference between the two. Do your research. Find out what you're looking for and what works for you. And if it doesn't, don't go there. Don't book the flight. Don't travel there. Find the locations that are working for you. And that also includes the weather. Like, I don't do snow. I grew up in snow. I never wanted to live in snow ever again, so I moved away from snow. And now that I'm a full-time traveler, I try not to travel where it gets below maybe the 40, 50 degrees mark. After that, I don't want to deal with it. And I don't want to deal with snow. So I don't go where it snows, and I check. And now, that country may snow in the winter season, but I'm not there. That's the key. So I just go in the spring and the summer. And that's really important to me. Right? So the next thing is that I get a lot is, well, how can you afford it? Like, how much does this cost? Like, did you save money? How did you do this? Well, you know that you're going to have accommodations. You need a roof over your head. You know that you're going to need food. And you know that you're going to need transportation to get where you're going. You'll need local transportation while you're there. And then you're going to need transportation when you leave. So those are the most obvious costs that you're going to have to incur. If you're budget conscious, you need to be aware that your accommodations is probably the most expensive thing that you're going to have to incur day in and day out. There are ways that you can reduce that cost, if not outright eliminate that cost, so that you're not paying for a hotel, you're not paying for Airbnb. And we'll talk about those accommodation options that are available that you can just wipe that number out completely. The next one is going to be your food. You're going to need to eat every single day. Is it going to be cost effective for you to get up and actually go out and eat 2 or 3 meals a day, depending on where you are? Because in certain Asian countries, the apartments don't even come with kitchen facilities because that's not common. So you really have to learn to understand the culture and the environment that you're in and see what fits your lifestyle best. So you need to determine, based on your finances, how much you want to spend every month. Are you a $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a month person? Are you a $2,000 a month person? Are you a $1,000 a month person? Because if you are leaving more expensive countries like Canada or the US, you can certainly live for a whole lot cheaper in another country. You can definitely do it. And I'll tell you, I'll be honest with you, one of the key reasons why I'm becoming a digital nomad is because I can save money. I can save money traveling the world versus staying right here in the States. And I'm not going to work 19 jobs just to be able to save money. I'm just not going to work myself into an early grave. So, my solution for me is to make my money, live on a cheaper economy, and travel the world in the process. But I'm also saving money after week, month after, and saving far more than I could ever have saved by staying stationary right here in the States.
Ah, I'm back. Sorry about that interruption earlier, but that sound you heard was actually a notification bell that a customer was calling. Yep, that's just one of the ways that I make money so that I can travel full time. In fact, I shot this entire video while I was house sitting in Asheville, North Carolina. I am so excited about showing you the different ways to travel full time and how affordable it can be. It's really unbelievable. But before we wrap it up, let's quickly recap those key considerations to keep in mind before you jump into full time travel. These are going to be really important to make sure your entire experience is fulfilling. It is everything you want it to be. So it's really important to take the time to consider these things before you jump into a full time travel lifestyle. But if you're ready to start your journey, okay, we'll start packing. The first thing I want you to do is download the Full Time Travel Toolkit. This will help you begin designing your life traveling. Now, inside, I've included everything you need: tools, resources to help you cut accommodation costs, to help you think about starting building income streams, and whether or not you have the financial resources already to support the lifestyle that you're trying to design. So this is going to get really exciting. There's going to be some things that you need to do, and that's fine. We all do them. So everything's possible if a life of travel is what you really want. But here at No Boss, we're very interactive and community based. So drop a comment below if you have any questions. Jump into some of our YouTube lives or join one of our communities to get answers to your questions so that you can put yourself in the right position to travel full time so that you can have a drama free, fulfilling experience as you're traveling the world. That's what this is all about, a lifestyle by design. And it just happens to include full time traveling. And if you can save money while you're doing it, we're all about it. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. And of course, remember, success starts with you. No boss just helps you get there.